Welcome back to another edition of Fly Tying for Beginners with Jim Misiura. Today we're going to tie an easy fly, and this is a pretty effective fly. This is a brown bivisible. Now the bivisible, you can alter the colors to, you don't have to have a brown one, you can have a blue dun one, you can have a blue dun back and a darker blue dun on the front, or you can have a blue dun on the back and a white or a black or an olive and cream, or an olive and blue dun, black and white, anything, any kind of combination that you feel that to kind of try to match the hatches that are prevalent in your area. But here we go. I'm going to use a brown, rusty brown thread, and we're just going to take that thread back, hold that thread at the 45 and tight, and you bring it back just to where it's inside the point of the hook. And this hook that I'm using is a Lively Legs Lip Splitter 720, size 14. It is one short and two strong. Yeah, it's actually a nymph hook, but I'm going to make it a dry fly. Okay, this is also a good fly to get practice in wrapping hackles. Now the brown, I'm going to use a furnace hackle, and you can see the furnace is actually a good one, good hackle to demonstrate the quality of a dry fly hackle. With dry fly hackle, that black part, that black strip inside there is the web, and you don't want that web to be more than 1/3 the length of the body. Less is preferred, because if you have a lot of web, like you can see here, here's some stiff ones here, but that's not going to hold anything up. You know, it's all fluff. So you want 1/3 or less web in your dry fly hackle. I'm going to actually find a lot of hackles tend to be larger at the bottom. So I'm going to come up here a bit and trim that there. And then we're going to give that the crew cut, because the crew cut grabs your thread and it won't pull out. And we're going to tie this in, and we're going to leave a couple of the barbels of the crew cut exposed. You can see them there. And then we'll wrap our thread forward, securing that hackle, and that's not going to pull out. Now when you wrap your hackle, whenever you're wrapping things, the material that you're using tends to twist. With each wrap, it tends to twist. So you want to kind of pay attention so that it doesn't twist. Your hackle doesn't twist on you. So I have the concave side to the back, so I want to keep it that way. And you can see that first wrap, there's no hackles shooting out to the back, and that's because we left the couple barbels of the crew cut exposed. We're going to go ahead and wrap this, and we're going to wrap this tight. And I'm going to put my hackle pliers on, and I'm actually going to just rotate my vise, and that will ensure that that hackle stays in the position that I want. And I don't have my bobbin cradle in use, so every turn is wrapping thread. But not a big deal. That's why I left it back a little bit. We're going to bring that up, and we're going to stop there so I can unravel that. There we go, till it gets right in there. Now you want to hold your hackle at that 90 from the hook shank, or I'm leaving it hanging there and I'm still got that nice 90 degree. And you want to keep that thread right at that same spot. Now I'm going to take the hackle pliers off, but I'm going to grab this and I'm going to pull everything back. My hackle plier rolled away. I'm going to put a few wraps in front. And I got one or two hackles that I caught, but not a big deal. We'll go ahead and trim this with the poke and snip cuticle trimmer. And now I'm going to take my white or cream hackle for the head, and I'm going to give that the crew cut. And I actually have to trim that down just a bit. Now I'm going to tie it in so the concave side is going to be facing towards the rear. And again, you want to leave a couple of those hackle barbels exposed. And you can secure it. And we're going to put maybe 5 or 6 wraps on this, but they're going to be tight. Take the hackle pliers again, put them on. I'm going to use my rotating feature. And get that wrapped good and tight. And then we're going to tie this in. See now where turn it there a little bit. Where the thread is, there's a space between the thread and the hackle. Let's get that thread right to the hackle where we want to tie it off, and then hold it at that 90 degree and then tie that in. And I got a few of them that are going forward. We'll take care of that. Go ahead and trim this off. And now I'm going to take my bodkin needle once, twice over the half hitch, push those hackles to the rear, once, twice, and you can actually finish it off with your half hitch. Give it about 3 half hitches and that's plenty secured. Take our poke and snip cuticle trimmer and we'll put a little bit of head cement on there. And remember, like I said, you could do many different color combinations for this. Find that sweet spot. Looks like on the bottom. I think I may have got some in the eye. So what I'm going to do is, this one is at the end. Take that hackle and run it through the eye, and that way you ensure that it is cleaned out. And here we have a brown bivisible. Hope that you learned something from this video. Hope that you would subscribe to my channel. Please refer me to your friends. Please visit my sponsors. Let them know I sent you. Leave comments, questions, suggestions. If you'd like to purchase this or any flies that I make, go to etsy.com/shop/theflymanjim. And at this point, when I get back from my fishing trip, which will be April 3rd, I'll make those flies up for you. And most of all, thank you very much for watching my videos.